Today I'm going to show you how I plant potatoes in bags. Alright, so we got a bunch of free soil in these bags. Unfortunately, they are plastic, but there is a lot of ventilation in them. Now, a weed grower used these bags on their farm to grow weed. So I'm guessing things grow well in them, or they wouldn't have been used. So right now what I'm doing is I'm taking all of the bags and I'm just putting 2 or 3 inches of soil on the bottom, which I will set my potatoes in. And here are the potatoes I have that I'm going to start right now. We have a couple from last year, not very many. These little shriveled up ones are all from our own potatoes. These are actually organic potatoes from the grocery store. And I don't know exactly what variety they are. So I don't know if they're indeterminate or determinate varieties. With indeterminate varieties, you want to keep piling soil or hay or straw or something on them as they grow, but determinate varieties, that's not necessary. Since I don't know what variety they are, I'm just going to treat them as if they are indeterminate. So I'm placing 2 to 3 inches of soil on the bottom of the bag. I'll place the potato in there, cover it, and then as it grows, I'll continue to add soil to it so that it can produce potatoes along its stem. I'm just gonna even out these bags. A lot of these bags are full of soil, and then we have a bunch we've emptied out and used in different areas. So I'm just trying to give them all to have the same amount of soil. So that's as far out. I'm just gonna go too wide at the front of this bed so that I can easily reach in and add more soil or straw, whatever I decide to put in there as the plants grow. This bed is very narrow, so I'm going to add a row of the bags of potatoes here and also in front of it, because I don't like my beds wider than, these are 4 feet. I don't like them any wider than that because you can't reach to the middle. This is not 3 feet. This is maybe 2 feet, maybe 18 inches. I don't know, it's not very wide though, so we definitely have some room to play with here. I don't have to do this, but I'm going to pull up all of the grass before I put the bags down. I did that over there, and then all of this is going to be composted. And all this stuff does not go in your green bin. It goes in a compost bin, or a compost pile, or to your chickens, or to make green soup. So this is a future bed that we're going to be having. This will not be planted until next year, but we're prepping it this year. So all the weeds and junk go in here. Find some way to use all your weeds and stuff, because they're very beneficial to making really great fertilizer for all your plants. I recently did a couple videos on what we do with our weeds. One was making weed tea, and the other was composting them in a pile or with our chickens. I'll leave a link to both of those videos down in the description. I thought the bulk of our rain was finally over, and then I saw the weather app today, and we're supposed to get rain again next week, and it's supposed to go down to where our lows are in the 40s. So I was really wanting to get our tomatoes out. My tomatoes are just so large that they would love to get their little roots into some deeper soil, but not quite gonna happen yet. I'm just going to plant like with like. So I'm pretty sure these are Yukon Gold, even though the bag said yellow potatoes. They look just like Yukon Gold, but there are other yellow potatoes, so I do not know what they actually are. I'm really excited about this because in the garden, potatoes take up quite a bit of room. I leave a couple feet in between each potato plant, plus a little extra room to be raking the soil from those areas up onto the plant. Whereas in these bags, I just get to plant the potato, and as it grows, I can just add more soil from our batch of soil back here, or I can add leaves or straw or whatever I want to add just to cover them up so they don't turn green and become inedible. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how the harvest is on these. Now, typical grow bags are made of a breathable fabric, which I have some of those, but I wanted to go ahead and just use these and see how they do. My daughter is going to make a tutorial video on how to make the fabric bags just out of landscape fabric. They end up costing pennies a piece, and they work really well. I've used those, I used them through the winter and last summer and fall, and they worked great. They were very breathable, the water drains out, and the nice thing about the fabric bags is when the roots of the plant are exposed to the air, it actually prunes them. It actually kind of, they die off, so they call it air pruning. And so the plant doesn't end up getting root bound and get stunted in its growth. These are not breathable, so we'll see how they go. I think they're gonna still do fine. Okay, they're all in bed waiting to get tucked in. I'm gonna cover them with a little soil and we'll be done. So I ended up getting 20 bags with 2 potatoes in each bag, so that's a total of 40 potatoes planted today. And it only took me 30 minutes, which is really great because I got off work, I still have work to do, and I don't have all the time in the world. So 30 minutes to get a batch of potatoes planted, I'm pretty happy with that. Well, that's all I've got for today, so until next time, see ya.